Welcome back to Soup Day. Today I am going to make one of my favorite soups in wintertime. It warms you up from your head down to your toes. We're going to be using some poblanos. Now poblanos is a cross between a jalapeno and a green bell pepper. I find it very mild, especially since I roast them, take the seeds and the skin off of them. It makes for a milder flavor so you don't get that heat too much in it. There's going to be some white cheddar cheese in it to give it a nice creaminess to it, and there's going to be chicken in it. We're going to keep it easy by using a rotisserie chicken or any kind of cooked chicken you like. We're going to give it a little bit of seasonings that's got a Mexican flair to it. Y'all, let's get going with this one. I'm going to show you really quick how I get from these delicious poblanos to the roasted poblanos. I'm using 5 large poblanos for this recipe. Now I've washed and dried off my peppers. Take a sharp knife and we're going to cut off the top of each pepper very close to the stem. Then you're going to take your knife, go on the inside of your pepper and cut off the remaining membrane that's holding your seed pocket. And then you can take a spoon, pop out that membrane with the seeds in it, and then you can go into your pepper and just pull out any excess membrane that you have in your pepper. Now we're going to give the pepper just a little knock on the counter here, just to get out any seeds. Now I'm using a sheet pan. It's got a nice lip around it, and that will keep any oils from the pepper from dripping into the oven. Plus, using foil will help with easy cleanup. We're going to place the peppers on our pan, leave a little space in between each pepper. I'm going to drizzle a little bit of cooking oil onto each pepper. And then we are going to use a pastry brush to coat the oil all over the peppers. That will help loosen up the skin as it's cooking. We're going to place our pan in a preheated 450-degree oven for 45 minutes. Just pulled these out of the oven. Oh, look at the skin. It's nice and blistered. You can see that it's just pulling away from the pepper on all the sides. We're going to cool these down just a little bit, but we want to help release the rest of the skin. So we're going to place these into a Ziploc bag. Just going to lay them in here flat. We're going to get the air out as much as you can. We're going to close it. We're going to let it sit here for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, we're going to open up our bag. We're going to pull one poblano out. We're going to take a knife. Look at that. Right there. That's easy enough, right? Place my skin in there. We're going to peel all that skin off. It just comes off in sheets. Perfect like that. We're going to slice it down the middle, open it up. Look at that. There's no seeds. Usually people tend to take the back edge of the knife and try to get all those seeds out. That is clean. I'm going to cut this into strips. So that's what we're going to need for our recipe. Now, it's always a good idea to roast your poblano peppers if you're making them for a dish, because poblanos can have a really tough skin to them. We want to soften them up and get them off of there. You can make these the day before you want to make a recipe, so that way they're already ready. You can just place them in your refrigerator for up to 2 days, roasted like this, or you can put them in your freezer and they'll last longer there also. All right, look at that. Now that we've got the peppers ready to go for our soup, we're going to start in a large pot. We're going to place it on a medium-high heat. We'll start heating that up with 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. Just need 1 tablespoon. We're going to be adding in 1 onion once the oil gets nice and hot. Now I've already chopped up half of the onion here, and I'm going to finish this other half. Because you know onions melt down, and it's going to add nice flavor to the soup. It's a very creamy, soft, flavored soup. And I just love it this time of year. Okay, it's nice and shimmery in the pot. We're going to go ahead and add the onion. Looks good in there. Now, while the onion is getting nice and soft, it should take about 5 to 7 minutes. Nice and softened down and maybe a little color to them. I'm going to go ahead and deal with my chicken. I'm using a rotisserie chicken. I'm just going to take it out of the package. This was a mesquite flavor, so it's going to add a lot of delicious flavor to our soup. Now, you can use any type of cooked chicken that you want for this dish. You want about 3 to 4 cups of chopped chicken or shredded chicken. You can boil your chicken, you can bake your chicken, you can even put it in the crock pot, cook it down that way, instant pot. Just add some flavor to it because it adds that to the soup. Now, I tend to use like all of the breast meat for this recipe. My husband will eat all of the dark meat for sure. But there's enough on here, I believe, for the soup. All right, I'm gonna finish taking it off of here and then we'll start shredding it. So we have 2 full breasts and some more extra white meat in here. So I'm gonna say that's about what you need. And I'm just gonna start shredding it up. You can chop it up if you want chopped pieces of chicken in it. That's totally fine. All right, that looks really good right there. Our onions are done. I'm going to go ahead and start working more on the soup. We'll set this aside. Look at that. Yum. Look at the color of those onions. Very delicious. Nice and softened, nice and brown. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And we're going to add in some ground cumin. Yeah, it's going to give it a nice warmth to the soup. About a 1/4 teaspoon. Looks good there. We're going to stir this around for 1 minute. You know what that does to the garlic. Releases the aroma, the fragrance of it, puts it into the onions. You only want to do that for 1 minute. And while that's happening, have your broth ready. I'm going to be putting in about 6 cups of chicken broth. So 1.5 cartons right here. That's about good right there. We're going to put this on a high heat and bring it to a boil. Okay, we've got a small boil going on. I'm going to go ahead and add my roasted poblano strips. Those are going to be so good in there. Okay, I'm going to bring over my cooked shredded chicken. I'm going to heat this through for about 5 minutes. Now, while we're heating that through, I'm going to go ahead and start shredding up my cheese. I'm using a white cheddar cheese that I've been shredding, but you need about 3 cups. This is Vermont Seriously Sharp cheddar cheese. That's what I can find in the white, and it's a Cabot. So I'm going to shred up 1 more cup here. I think that's good right there. Now to the cheese, that's why I have it on the plate, I'm going to sprinkle on 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. That'll aid as a thickener. Woo, let me come over here. And we'll just toss that around a little bit. All right, the 5 minutes is up on the soup simmering. I'm going to add in 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. We're going to stir that in. We're going to start adding in the cheese. Stir it in. All right, we're going to finish it all off. Whoop. We're going to give it a stir. We just want to thicken it down, let it cook for a few more minutes. As with anything, grab a spoon. You know I am. Give it a try, see if you need to add any additional salt. Wow, that's good. I am going to add a pinch of salt, just a pinch. That's it. Give that another stir. And we've got creamy poblano chicken cheesy soup right here. Let me bowl it up and give it a try for you. Oh, there's my bite right there. Wow, I love that cumin in there. I love that spice in there. Those poblanos, there's no heat to them, but they add a delicious flavor, that's for sure. Y'all gotta try this soup. Give me a thumbs up on this one if you're new to the channel. Hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification. That way you'll always know when shows like this one here are posted. All right, you guys, I'll see y'all on the next episode. Bye.